All right, guys, so welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Monday, February 6th, 2023. If you're not done so already, please like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts and analysis. Anyways, so obviously completely different format today. Some of you guys already know. I tweeted about it a little earlier, but basically, so I'm now in my permanent residence, and I don't have internet, it looks like, until tomorrow. So that's just a deal with the ISP. So I was at a cafe earlier getting some of my work done, and I tried to do a video there on a laptop, and it was not very good. The laptop's just not built for recording. It's really just a glorified monitor. Plus there was like cars going by and, you know, people talking. I just couldn't get a good, good sound. The video was all choppy. So given the fact that it was such a light volume day anyway, I figure market's really just waiting on Powell tomorrow. So I figured I'll just vlog this. So at least we can put a video out. But basically, I'm going to try and keep it short here because, I can't show you charts, obviously. But the big takeaways going into tomorrow is the jobs number from Friday. So obviously that was way hotter than expected. Powell's speech was on Thursday. He was dovish, basically saying like, oh, disinflation. Now the big concern is that going to change things? Is that going to change his tune? I doubt he flip-flops like that quickly, just because of one jobs number. But I will say, here's the important thing to take away, and this is the big one. I wish I could show you this chart, but if you guys just look at the video Friday, look at the video I've been talking about all last week, 2-year Treasury. That trend line broke today, and it broke pretty hard and decisively. So Powell's going to need to do or say something tomorrow to change that. If he reverses that and gets a fake breakdown out of it, then the market's probably okay for now. But if that goes lower, if we go farther down tomorrow, I don't care what stocks do in the near term, it's borrowed time. So, and essentially what that means is if the 2-year starts to really sell off, the Fed's not going to be able to slow rate hikes down. They're not going to be able to stop rate hikes. CPI be damned. The only thing that the Fed really cares about is that 2-year yield. That's what they have to do. They have to get in line. So if that gets out of line again, they got to get back ahead of the curve. So that's the big takeaway going into tomorrow. Regardless, I think in the near term, there's still room for the market to move up. I think the last 2 sessions really, the market got really overbought, obviously. We had a nice evening star reversal on Friday from that gap up on Thursday, but I never really got any sort of major sell signals that, like the signals that I was expecting. I think there's a chance that this could just be a pullback. As long as we hold that 408 level on the spiders, this market can still hold up and still push a little bit higher. What can change that? Well, if we get a high volume reversal, then it's all she wrote. That's really the end of it. But for right now, I don't see any major problems out there other than the fact that there's a lot of things that are just really overbought. And, big picture, they're on borrowed time anyway. But in the near term, I think the market can hold up. The dollar index, that had a nice rally again today. So 1, 2, 3 days in a row. It is into the 50-day moving average. The 50 MA right now is minor resistance, so we weren't extended enough from it to really make me call it major, but it could be short-term resistance, and that's another reason why I think we could be a little bit of a bear trap here as we get into tomorrow. He's Powell speaking at 12:40, so just so everybody knows that. So again, I can't rule out another up move here, but either way you slice it or dice it, the market's on borrowed time here. But, it's been a tremendous rally. Went a lot higher than I thought it was going to go. Obviously, I wish I had went longs a little bit longer. Would have made a fortune. But either way, nobody's ever going to be perfect in the market here. But in any case, those are the 2 big takeaways here. We're still seeing kind of tech outperform a little bit. Tesla was up decently today. I noticed NVIDIA had a nice rally earlier in the morning. I'm not sure what it did into the end of the day. I'd love to be able to look at it, but I can't right now. But overall, that's really the big takeaway here. Still have sell signals on kind of those other currencies, and I have buy signals on the dollar here. So now that may be a divergence that doesn't play out right away. Again, like I said, there's nothing to say the market can't go higher. And, a lot of time the bond market, which is leading and always leads, the stock market can ignore that, as I've talked about this multiple times in the past. For instance, the November CPI, and in December multiple times where we pointed that out. But stocks are a little bit, stocks like the goldfish, and the bond market is more like the big whale. So, anyways, yeah, I think that's about it here. I'm not going to talk about too much more here. I'd love to be able to show you charts, but I can't right now. But again, big deal tomorrow is, does Powell obviously pivot, or not pivot, but does he change his tune? Does he mention the jobs number? If we get any sort of sell-off, it's got to be with volume, and it's got to break 408. That's how the bears are going to get conviction. If not, then we can still, trade up a little bit. So I definitely can't rule that out. I'm kind of just right now sitting on my hands a little bit here, as again, like it's a little, this market's very, it's definitely tricky. Not a lot of people, myself included, I called the rally here, but I didn't think we were going to go this high. So that is, this market's definitely on the trickier side right now. But anyways, guys, yeah, I'm going to wrap up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivaltrades.com. Hopefully tomorrow, 11 or not, we'll go back to the original format. All right, guys, take care.